So at the initial of this topic, that is sampling, I have said that there are three types of sampling. One is ideal sampling, second one is natural sampling, and third one is flat top sampling. Okay. So today we'll learn about the second type of sampling, that is called natural sampling. Okay. We have just have to see, okay, how will be the plot. That's only we have required. What is called natural sampling. Okay. First one is ideal sampling. Okay, I have said that ideal sampling is practically not implementable. Okay, we cannot implement the this impulse sampling or ideal sampling. Okay, because the sample train we have used, that which is very less. Okay, which we cannot find generate the signal in the circuit level. Okay, that's why there are two other methods is there to do the sample of a signal. One is natural sampling, or another is flat top sampling. Okay, let me give the natural sampling first. In this case, in the first case, in the ideal case, we have used train of impulse signal to make the sample signal. Okay, but in this case, we have used periodic pulse train signal. Okay, earlier one is periodic impulse train signal we have used. Here we have used periodic pulse train is used as a sampling signal. Okay. So this thing you should know. So how will be the plot? Let me give the in the graphical representation. Suppose a signal like this. Okay. X of t. This is the signal. And earlier we have used an impulse train signal, but here we will use what? Periodic pulse train signal. What is called periodic pulse train signal? Let me give the drawing of this periodic pulse train signal. All the width of this rectangular should be same. Okay. But this is actually, this is CT. Okay. This is the periodic pulse train signal. From here to here, what is this? This is the sampling period. Okay, and 1 by TS is sampling frequency. Suppose the amplitude is 1. And then what will be the sample signal? When you multiply this signal, how will be the representation? Representation would be like this. Amplitude would be with the similar with the message signal. That's why it is called natural sampling. Okay. And width of each of these rectangular pulse would be same. This is the sample signal. How we have got this? This is suppose ST. ST we have got using multiply this XT into CT. Okay. By multiplying these two signal XT and CT, will get the sample signal. So this is the TS of the sample signal. So write the mathematically, we have to know only the derivation. Sample signal is what? St equal to x of t into c of t. And then frequency domain representation of the signal would be then Fourier transform of s of t can be given as s of w. If we want to find in this sample signal in the frequency domain, then we know that we can write this n equal to minus infinity to infinity c of n. Okay, x of omega minus n omega s. Okay, so if you find the Cn from this periodic signal, okay, this is a rectangular pulse signal, then that can be given by minus infinity to infinity 1 by n pi sine n omega s d by 2 x of omega minus n omega s. First, you have to know the formula, okay? This thing. Just let me know when you finish writing. This is all about from natural sampling. This Cn we can easily derive. I have given earlier how we can find the this is the Fourier series coefficient. Okay, how we can find the Fourier series coefficient? You can write here Cn as xn. Okay, then that would be the, because I have used in the previous classes xn. So you can write in Cn as a xn. Okay, xn would be what? Fourier series coefficient. And Fourier series coefficient of this rectangular path signal is nothing but this 1 by n pi sine n omega s by n omega s d by 2. Please let me know when you finished writing.
Sir, finished.
Okay, you should know these formulas. Okay, so next we'll discuss about flat top sampling. Here also you should just know to the you have to know the plot as well as know what the circuit have used in this plot, that you should know. Third types of this sampling is flat top sampling. Okay, flat top sampling is similar. You should remember this, similar to PAM. What is called PAM? Pulse amplitude modulation. Okay, the principle of this flat top sampling is similar with the PAM. Okay, so should write that it uses sample and hold circuit. Okay, so how will be the plot? Let me give. Suppose initially we have a sample signal which is done by the impulse signal. Then we have passed the signal with a system, or you can say this is S of t 0 to t1. Okay, t. System you don't know because till now I have not explained about what is called system. In the next class, we will discuss about that system. Suppose this signal, the sample signal is passed with this ST system. Okay, then what will be the output out of this? Output will be like this. Where the impulse is there will be a rectangular shape will come. This is plate of sampling. Suppose there is impulse like this, it will come. Okay, this is a sample and hold circuit. Means at each sample it will hold for some time to get the amplitude. Okay, like that also you can think. Okay, so this is the sample and hold circuit they have used to find this type of sample signal. So here you can see that some amplitude, this is not with the curve with the message signal. Okay, some extra corner of the rectangular pulse is come out. So this effect, this error is called eversion effect. Okay. So what would be the input? Input is the impulse sample signal or impulse sampled signal. Okay. So what will be the output? This is the nothing but plate of sampling signal. Okay. These signals are particularly realizable. We can implement, we can generate this sort of signal, plate of signal. So here, sometimes in many questions ask what is apparatus effect, or where we can see this apparatus effect. Okay. You can write like this. You can write like a note that in plate of sampling, to maintain amplitude level, it introduced. Okay, it introduced magnitude distortion, is known as aperture effect. Okay. This thing you should know, and just I think there is no derivation is required from flat top sampling. Let me know when you finished writing. So now let me give the difference between this impulse sampling and natural sampling. In flat top sampling, we don't have any derivation. 1 minute. Hello. Class here, please give the attendance. Only the absentees, okay? Shankara sir has called. Only absentees. Please send the attendance. Anyone? Only absentees is required because Pavan is there.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. Please send the absentees only, okay?
Yes.
So I think you have completed writing. So what is called apparatus effect? That to maintain the amplitude of this rectangular pulse, it gives some distortion. It cannot track the amplitude of the message signal. This distortion is nothing but aperture effect, and it can be seen in only flat top sampling. Okay. So let me give some difference. Difference between impulse sampling and natural sampling. Difference between impulse sampling and natural sampling. Impulse sampling and natural sampling. Here in this case, what we have used as a sample signal, we have used as a impulse train signal, okay? What we have used here, pulse train signal. In this case, what is the value of Cn? Is nothing but 1 by Ts, okay? In this case, we have seen that Cn is nothing but 1 by n pi sine n omega t by 2. This is practically not realizable. Okay? can be implemented practically. Okay, like that you should remember the things. So, have I finished writing? Class here, please give the attendance. So, in when I have given some problem in frequencies present in the sample signal, I think I have given only one problem. Can you see in your copy? Another problem is there. Let me give that problem also. It's very important. So write one problem.
Yes, sir.
That one problem based on the the frequency component present in the sample signal. A signal x of t equal to twice cos 100 pi t plus 6 cos 640 pi t, okay, is ideally sampled at fs equal to 500 hertz. Right? Let me send the absentees only. So please write down the problem. If a signal is this is given. There are two signal is there. One has frequency is 200 hertz, another has 320 hertz. Okay, is ideally sampled with f is equal to 500 hertz, means sampling frequency is 500 hertz. If the sample signal is passed through ideal low pass filter with a cutoff frequencies of 400 hertz. Cutoff frequency of the low pass filter is 400 hertz. Then what are the frequency components will appear at the output of the filter? Okay. This is the question. This is from the this ideal sampling topic. There I have given one topic that the sample, that's a frequency component present in the sample signal. Okay. So from here I have given earlier only one problem. This is the second problem, which has contained two signals. So how we can find the frequency of the sample signal and at the output of the low pass filter? That we'll do, that we'll solve in this problem. So I have given like in the previous lecture or last class, you can see your copy that our main formula is x delta omega is equal to 1 by Ts summation of minus infinity to infinity x of omega minus n omega s. So this is the frequency component present in the sample signal. What are the frequency? If we write break omega minus, take minus this omega s plus x. This is not omega, this is x. X of omega plus x of omega minus omega s. Okay. So in this case, what are the value of omega s? Omega s nothing but is given as, you can write this signal in terms of f also. Okay, in terms of f also we can write there fs is nothing but given 500. Okay, and the maximum omega is the message signal, the maximum message signal. Here two signal is two frequencies there. One is 400, another is 320. Okay, how you can write that? Here solution. Here x of t is what? Twice cos 400 pi t plus 6 cos 640 pi t. Okay. If you take this is as omega 1 is how much? 400 pi. Okay. Then what will be the f1 or fm1? You can write fm1 will be 200. Okay, because omega 1 equal to twice pi f. Twice pi f, if twice pi you come to the below of this 400 pi, then we'll get fm1 equal to 200. Similarly, from this part, omega 2 is how much? 640 pi. Then what will be the fm2? Fm2 is nothing but 320. So this these two frequencies we have required to find the frequency component present in the signal. So after that, Can I proceed to the next page? Then the frequency.
Sir, one show the previous.
So this thing you should know. This is the signal, given signal. In this signal, we have to find what is the M1, what is the M2, what is the M3. Then only we can find the frequency component present in the sample signal. Okay. So please join once again. Only 2 minutes has left. Okay. So have you written? Finished?
Yes, sir, finished.
So the frequency present in the sampled signal are, what are the frequencies present in the sample signals are? Suppose this is for FM1, this is for FM2. Okay. If n equal to 0, we will have minus F1 minus FM and plus FM. You can see in your previous like minus 200 and 200. Okay, and here minus 320 and 320. For n equal to 1, what is Fs minus Fm? Okay, Fs minus Fs is how much? Fs is given 500. Here Fs is 500 hertz. Okay, so Fs minus Fm means 300. Okay, and Fs plus Fm 700. Here, if you take the plus, then if you take minus Fs minus Fm, what is 180? And Fs plus Fm 820. Okay, for n equal to minus 1, if you take minus 1, only 1 minute has left. Please join once again. It will cut in between. Please join once again. So I'll give what is the value for n equal to minus 1. Okay. Please join once again. Let me finish this problem.